Today I've got another do-it-yourself project which might be more inexpensive than buying at the store. The thing I like about these do-it-yourself homemade projects are the possibilities. You end up making things that no one else has made before. So today it's washi tape. Hi everybody, it's Kelly from Collage-Lab, and I've got some mixed media March minis for you. We're going to make our own washi tape. There are, millions of varieties. You can go to the craft store and you can buy, every washi tape imaginable. But you're going to create one-of-a-kind washi tape today, and I'm just so excited about this. There are a few different ways we can do this, and I'm going to show you, I think, 3 different techniques. First one is using a low-tack artist tape. This is a paper tape that is low-tack, and it'll work really well for the washi tape. This is out of the first aid kit. This is a waterproof paper tape that you may have seen before. It's kind of transparent, so it's going to give us a really interesting effect. And then there's double-sided tape, and I've got 2 different varieties here. This, I think, is from the dollar store. It's a 2-sided tape that comes off the roll. Both sides are sticky, so I'm going to show you that. Or this is called score tape. It is also a 2-sided tape, but it comes with a backing. So we're going to use those as well. So the main thing to remember is that as we're creating these sticky pieces of tape, and we want them to stick after we are done, is that we've got to put them on a non-stick surface as we create. So right here I've got a piece of plastic coated freezer paper from the grocery store. I find this really a handy kind of paper to create on. You want the slick, shiny, plastic coated side facing up. I've got mine taped down because it wants to roll. The other thing that we can use is the back of mailing labels. So once you're done printing out your mailing labels, save that back sheet. This paper that the labels are on is a silicone coated non-stick paper, the shiny side. The side that the labels were stuck on, this is going to be a non-stick side as well. So that is how we get started. And first of all, I'm going to put down some of this artist tape, and I'm just going to make some small strips here. So I'm putting this down on the baking paper. It will easily come back up once we are done creating these pieces of tape. And then I'm going to use the medical tape, the waterproof medical tape. I'll put this on the label backing. And so this comes off the roll. There's a sticky side that's facing my finger, and you just want to tear off whatever size tape you wish to make with this. I'm going to set this down on that non-stick surface, the back of the label paper, and tear off some more. So that will be method number 3. And method number 4 is the double-sided tape. So this is sticky on both sides. So I want to peel off a strip of it, tear it, and put one sticky side down on my non-stick surface without continuing to stick to my fingers. Make a couple strips of this. And so this is the double stick tape, which is a little tricky to use when it's sticky on both sides. The double stick tape that comes with its own backing, I'm going to set that down on a regular piece of cardstock because I'm not putting the sticky side down. I'm going to put that backing side down, and so I just need a couple little pieces of tape to hold it in place. Just regular old Scotch tape, packing tape, whatever you've got. And this doesn't tear, so I'm going to need to cut my strips. And the roll I've got is very thin. I don't usually use it for this kind of project. But so now I've got the sticky side up. I'm just going to tape it down because you see how the sticky, when I touch it, wants to move around. So I'm just going to tape it down to a piece of cardstock just to give it a backing. And I'll do one more of those. This is really thin, so we may not get a lot of useful washi tape out of the score tape today. Again, lay that down. The sticky side up, which wants to stick to my fingers. I need to pull out the tweezers or something to keep it from continuously sticking to me. Okay, just give it a second and just tear a couple pieces of regular tape to hold it down. I don't want it moving around till I'm ready for it. So stick that down. Now it's not so much of a problem. So those are the 3 kinds of tape that I am using, and I stupidly laid the cardstock on top of that double stick tape. So I've got one piece of double stick tape there, one got stuck to the back of my cardstock. So I'm going to lay down one more piece of double stick tape. Back to square one here. Note to self, double stick tape sticks when you put something on top of it. All right. So let's start with the artist tape. I'm going to set this aside without sticking sticky stuff to each other. And so this is the low-tack artist tape, and we can come in here with all sorts of mixed media supplies. I'm going to do a background in watercolor. I'm just going to get some watercolors out here and grab a brush, wet it down, and pick some colors. Just a wash, and this is a paper tape, so it will take the watercolor I'm just putting down a wash. All right, let that dry for a minute, and I will move on to the medical tape. Which is this one right here. So this is sticky side down. It's that waterproof medical tape, and it's somewhat translucent. So again, I'm going to put down some color, maybe some watercolor, just a little bit here. Sticking with some blues. All right, and again, I've stuck something to the double-sided tape. All right, got blues going on. I'm going to add some marks with some oil pastels into both of these. Watercolor, oil pastel. Repeating patterns will work well with this homemade washi tape. And just make a series of dots, kind of like that. And I'm going to do some stamping. So this is Stays On Black permanent stamp pad. Okay, that's a little something. Let's go with something else. A little homemade stamp carved out of a eraser. I'll go with a little brighter color here. This is Reflections Archival Pigment Stamp Pad. Okay, like that. This is from a thrift store or an estate sale. It's just an old copy stamp, which is kind of fun, just to add a little text. So that's starting to get a little bit of interest going on. We can come in here with some markers. These are Sharpie Creative markers, and I'm going to add some more dots to this one. These are an acrylic paint marker. This one I'm going to add some stripes. Cross hatching. Any kind of a pattern will make for good washi tape. This is a micron permanent marker, so I'm just going to come in here. That's a little wet. It's not working real well. Let's go with this is a draw liner Edding. That's going over the watercolor a little bit better. Maybe not. I will bring out the paint pens. This is Molotov. And so this is an actual acrylic paint marker, and so it is going to go over that wet watercolor a little bit better. All right. And, oh, I have some spray ink. This is walnut ink, real pretty blue color. I'm going to do a little spritzing here. Oops, maybe a little more than I planned. And we can come in with ink and markers and all sorts of goodies to make these more interesting. These are your one-of-a-kind homemade washi tapes. So let's go with a purple Tombow. Just add some more, a little more color. That's with the brush tip. I'm going to do some more dots on this one. Maybe some circles. And I'm just going to add some more color. This is purple archival ink. I'm just going to stamp some color right on here. Watercolor's still drying on that one. So I think what else do I have? These are China markers. Let me see if I've got on this sharp. So this will give a really good permanent line. I like the zigzag. All right, so I'm going to let these dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do the double-sided tape as well. Now I'm going to create some tape on the double-sided tape, and this is a little bit different than the other two where we're laying something down, mark making, paints, inks. The sticky side is up, and so I can begin actually just laying down papers. You can use tissue paper, you could use jelly prints, napkins, paper napkins, those would all work as well. So I'm just laying some bits down, sticking them to the sticky side. And then something a little more colorful. This I think is from a napkin. So again, lay some little bits down, very little bits. If you've got some overlap, you can go in there with a glue stick or matte medium, something to ensure that your little bits and pieces are stuck completely. Right now I'm just sticking to the actual sticky side of that double-sided tape. Some little bits and pieces. And I've got some painted paper here. And these are sticking down really well. Okay, so that's one. This is the score tape, and so I'm going to do, since it's so thin, narrow, I'm just going to place that napkin down there. And what else have we got in the stash? I've got a colorful little bit of an old catalog. So I'm just lining these up, covering the sticky side of the score double-sided tape. I'm just going to go back and forth between napkin and the colorful. This is a permanent adhesive. Once you put it down, it's there. Little tiny bits. Sometimes you might want to use a tweezers to place your little bits so you're not sticking to the tape yourself. This is just one ply of a paper napkin. You need to separate it if it's more than one ply. They usually are at least 2 plies, even the cheap ones from the dollar store. So those are all stuck down. I've got a couple little spots here I'm going to fill in with napkin where it's still sticky. And what we're going to do with the double-sided tape, washi tape, is I'm going to grab scissors and just trim this along the sides of that tape. And I'm going to leave a little bit of the baking paper here so that I can pull the end up. So there's one little strip of double-sided tape, washi tape. This one is the score tape, so it's got a backing on it. So I can just pull it up from the cardstock that I have the tape attached to. And then from the back side, I can trim my edges. This does come in thicker widths. This is the only width I have right now, so it's going to be a very skinny little piece of washi tape. And there we have it. And then we would just remove the backing. The score tape backing when we want to use that washi tape. So just like that. And there we have it. But it will stay stuck to that backing until you go to use it. Now let's go back to my watercolor little washi tape pieces. This ink on the baking paper actually never dries, so I'm gonna mop that up. It's dry on the tape itself, just because that's a non-stick surface, it's never going to dry. But these, again, we can trim our tape, leave it on the baking paper until you're ready to use it, and then peel it off, and you have, I'll show you how gorgeous this tape is. This is the medical tape. And then you can just peel it off of the baking paper. If I had fingernails. There we go. Always just takes getting one corner. And so look at this. It's translucent, and it's just that medical tape. And so I'm going to store it on the baking paper. And then same with these guys. This is the low-tack artist tape. It will peel right off that paper, but to store it so that you can use it later, just go ahead and trim around the edges. So it peels right off. And you've got sticky side there. And this is the artist tape. So we've got 3 different kinds of homemade washi tape, and I'm going to go ahead and put them together in a little mini mixed media March mini. So I've got my little index card divider, and I'm going to create a little mixed media March mini using some of our do-it-yourself washi tape today. So I've got a variety of different kinds of tape, and I think what I'm going to do, I've got these fun little line drawings of people, and so I'm going to put these down. Glue these down, and then attach my washi tape to really enhance what I've got going on here. Maybe go this one like here. Okay. Glue that down. Glue these down, and all of my washi tape, I won't need a glue stick because they're already sticky. So let's see. This is the very thin from the score tape, and so if I peel back the backing, I can decide how much of this I want to use and just cut it off. And so I think I'm going to go right here down to here. Snip that edge. Oops. And I want to snip off this clear section. That's kind of cool. These are the medical tape. I really kind of like that. So I can peel this off the backing. And the medical tape is kind of translucent when we put it down. So that. This will tear easily and stays stuck. This is the artist tape, low-tack artist tape. And if it's too wide, you can go ahead and trim your tape. Peel off the backing. Get a little continuity going here. This is the other double-sided tape. So I'm going to set this down. Set this at right here. So this one I want to cut to length. Stick it down. And then this is medical tape with my dot design. And this one I'm going to go right up to the edge. And again, this one will tear. Actually, I'm going to go all the way down the side of the card here. I'll wrap it around. And that is our mixed media March Mini using 3 different kinds of homemade washi tape.